on? Begitu? She's on. Oh. This one partition like
Have you guys taken breakfast? Make yourself comfortable. Don't worry, I'm not your teacher. Teacher is there. Waiting for my cue so that he can take over the session. As for now, can those who watch us live tap the screen and get more engagement, and then we can start right away. And for your information, for those who attend today and also for those who are watching us live, we are having the Open Day Carnival and it's happening this weekend. So you can visit our BAC flagship campus, which in Petaling Jaya section 14. You just visit BAC Malaysia or BAC College and you get here. And you can meet our counselor and also course advisor, and you can discover more than 500 study pathways that across law, business, IT, media, culinary, and more. So may I know what's your name? Yeah. Kingston? Okay, how about you? Anjana. And how about you? 你叫什么名字? Me? Mailing. Come again? I didn't hear. Anjana, did you hear? Let me come closer. Okay, so we have Kingston, Pei and also Mailing. Okay. If you guys are interested in studies law or continue in law or maybe business, IT, cyber security, information technology and all, you can ask your parents to bring you meet the course advisor. They can give you like a free counseling, not counseling, free advice on where you can bring your pathway here. Okay. And if you have any questions about your studies or future careers, you can come here and visit us in the campus, okay? Right, 4 more minutes till I pass the session to Sir Tishan. Hello, good morning. Tak cakap pun. I said good morning. Okay, fill up the front row. Are you guys all local? Anjana also? Okay. You guys staying around here? No. Where did you stay, Anjana? Bukit Jalil. That's for like 1 hour plus? Right. Yeah. So your parents sent you here. How about you all? Oh, just now I asked, hello, good morning, everyone's name. So can I start with your name? Yasmin. Okay, you? Oksana? Roxana. Oh, are you local? Your name is similar like like a model from Russia. Okay, Roxana. Nice name. Okay, everyone. So I hope you all know. Hello, good morning. I hope you all know. Today's session you will study with English for first language. At 2 p.m. we will continue with economic subjects that will be taught by that will be taught by Sir Alex. Okay, Sir Alex. Right. Do you receive your notes, everyone? Okay, take a look at the last section of it, the last page. There is a feedback form that I will collect with you from you. Maybe you can take a look on the questions, and if you want to fill up anything first, then you may do so later, okay? And Teacher Dishan will notify you again. What else I should inform you today? Right, as for today's session for online students, you are asking about the timetable. Today, we will start the workshop 10 until 1 p.m. English first language, and and this evening 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. for economics. And tomorrow we're gonna have additional mathematics in the morning, same timing. And in the evening, we will have chemistry. That will be the closing for our workshop. And all the seminar recording will be uploaded in our platform. So make sure you sign up, visit the links in bio and you get into it, okay? All right, and for those who are asking about SPM workshop is coming soon in October, okay, but we will wrap up the IGCSE workshop first, and you can stay tuned and get more information in our Instagram, TikTok, and also website. And later, we have a time break. Are you guys going to join for economics? Okay, we're gonna have a break time. You can, what we have in the campus is a KFC, it's a pizza, but I'm not sure pizza is opening what time to what time. And then we have Zeus Coffee, Subway. You can go for a mama at the building behind here. And then there's also Tea Life, what else? Starbucks, and also Happy Potato. Okay, make sure you use your money wisely. Okay. All right, do you have any more questions so far? You ready for your session? Okay. Certition, are you ready, Certition? All right, I pass the session to Certition, but allow me to set up some things, okay? This one. And
Hello everyone. Hi. Can you guys hear? Hello. Wait. Oh, okay, cool. Anyone is sitting for the exam this year? No, no. Okay, so this year. Wait, let me just share the screen. I just shared. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm Bishan. Hi everyone. How's life? Is it too early for you guys? No, all right, because school starts at what normally? Like 6 a.m., right? Okay. Today's class we're gonna cover, this seminar we're gonna cover EFL, right? All of you are in EFL, English as a foreign language. So it's not that hard actually for English as a foreign language. So you just need to practice on your grammar and sentence structure and things like that. No, we're doing first language, right? Obviously. Wait, some of you were here before. You were here as well. You were here as well. In April or May. Were you guys here before? No. Okay, anyway, so have you guys attempted past papers before? How is it? Is it okay? Is it hard? Is it easy? Is it... Okay, now students, so for first language, right, for your past papers, it's not that hard, okay? It's manageable. You just need to know the techniques. You just need to know the strategies about it. Now at school, your school teachers will probably taught you guys how do you do your baby questions, summary, writer's effect, and things like that. So follow your school structure. Today we'll focus mainly on extended writing and directed writing. Extended writing is your paper 1, question 3. Okay? Wait, who is sitting for exam next year? Okay, next year it's paper 1, question 4. Okay, but this year it's paper 1, question 3. And directed writing is your paper 2, question 1. Okay, so you might think, teacher, why do you need to tell us the question number and stuff like that? Is it important? Yes, it is important. Why? Because you want to feel like you're at home when you're sitting the exam. When you're in the exam hall, when you look at the questions, you would then remember, oh, this is question blah blah blah, that is question blah blah blah. Okay, guys, I just need to have this small talk going on because there are some latecomers. I still need to wait, right? So how's life? Great. Me too. I've asked before. Okay, now we're gonna look at this first. This is time management basically for paper 1 and paper 2. Guys, if there's one important thing that you need to remember, it's time management. You don't want to spend a lot of time in your baby questions. Baby questions meaning the easy reading comprehension questions, your question 1A to question 1E. Okay, so you will get your answer directly from the text. You have to look for synonyms. Those are your baby questions, okay? And then it's your summary. Summary, you spend 20 minutes doing it. Do you get to have a watch? Do you get to wear a watch? No, there's only clock in the class. Okay, clock or watch, you must remind yourself about the time. Okay, so summary, let's say now it's 9 a.m. So you time yourself, you remind yourself, you must be done by 9:20. Okay, you don't want to spend forever doing summary. You don't want to spend forever doing writer's effect. You know, some of you would think that writer's effect is slightly more challenging. So you would spend 45 minutes here. Then what about your extended writing? Extended writing is 25 marks. Okay, wait, it's too early. Let me rewrite with a better handwriting. Okay, so this is 25 marks, right? Writer's effect is what? 15 marks. So you obviously, logically speaking, you want to pay attention more towards your extended writing. You want to write here, you want to write more here, because the more you write, the more relevant you get, the higher marks you can get here. If you spend 50 minutes in your writer's effect, some of you actually do it because you think that writer's effect is the most challenging, difficult task. If you spend 50 minutes here, the maximum mark that you can get is probably 13, 14, maybe 15. But if you write more here, easily you get 17 over 25. That's more than your writer's effect already. Does it make sense? So guys, please remember, it's time management. Time management is key. Okay? Repeat after me. Time. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. That doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're gonna do extended writing and directed writing. Anyone here is doing coursework? Coursework component. No, everyone is saying for paper 1 and paper 2. Slay. Now, guys, when it comes to directed writing, right? So this is paper 2, question 1. We're at page 2. Okay, so obviously your paper 2, you have 80 marks. 40 marks is directed writing. 40 marks is your narrative or descriptive writing. Now, we're not going to cover narrative or descriptive writing now. Later, before we end the class, there will be question sessions, Q&A sessions. Then you can ask me any questions for all of the sections, okay? But mainly today we'll focus on extended writing and directed writing. Writer's effect, you might ask, teacher, it's not fair. I need writer's effect. I came here for writer's effect. Now, guess what? Life is not fair. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. If you want to revise on writer's effect, go to the app IGCSEflix. There will be writer's effect that I've covered before in April and last year, basically. Okay, so do pay attention to that as well. Okay, now students, directed writing, you need to know this. This is how the marks is given, how you are awarded with your marks. 25 marks of writing and 15 marks of reading. Do you guys know how to get 15 marks of reading? No, yes, no, yes. Do you guys know how to get 25 marks of writing? Okay, what do we get for 15 marks of reading, ma'am? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then for writing, like your sentence structure, your vocab.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that's about it's about that. Thank you very much. Now, guys and girls, reading 15 marks, right? How do you get these marks from? You will be given text A and text B, okay, in your directed writing. So it looks something like this. And this is the question, something like this. Write a letter. Don't worry, you guys, you don't have to flip. Just look at the screen here. Write a letter to your friend offering your advice, okay? Blah, 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 blah. Now, then you will be asked to refer to text A and text B, okay? So this is text A. Okay, this is text A. Then we have text B here. Text B. So you will be given 2 texts for you to evaluate. Now, what happens when you're in the exam hall, when you look at the insert paper, there's only 1 text? You cry, you complain, you say that life is not fair. Well, what did I say just now? Life ain't fair. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, no. Text A, even if it's text A, even if it's text B, it's the same. The techniques that we will be learning today will be the same. if it's one text, if it's two texts, if it's three texts, if it's five texts, it's still the same. Okay, the techniques will always be the same. Now, students, let's move back to page 2. We're in page 2. Page 2, yes. Okay, so this is for directed writing. It's going to be like this. I will talk about the structure for directed writing. Then we'll focus on how to get the 25% writing marks. Then, after the break, the second half of the class, we will do 50% reading part. Okay, now, evaluate the ideas, attitudes, and opinions. I need your time. I need to borrow 1 minute from all of you. Please read 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, okay, page 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, students, so basically you will be given 2 texts / 1 text. It doesn't matter. It's the same. Then you will have to evaluate the ideas, attitudes, and opinions. Now, let's look at the question paper here, an example of a question paper here. More or less, most of the time, the question paper will look like this. Okay, directed writing. Imagine that your friend has an ambitious plan. Now, this will change. Okay, the topic will differ. Then you are supposed to write a specific text type to your friend offering your advice. Now, students, let's look at the 2 bullets here. This is bullet number 1. This is bullet number 2. Bullet number 1 says, evaluate the ideas, attitudes, and opinions about ambition given in both texts. Okay? Now, one thing. This phrase here highlighted in yellow, it will never change. It's always the same. It means that you have to evaluate. Please don't go into the exam hall when you look at the paper, you're like, teacher, I don't know what they were talking about. Evaluate ideas, attitudes, opinions. I don't know. It sounds very hard. No, it's always the same. If you look at the past papers, it's always the same. This means that you simply have to evaluate the text. Okay, you have to evaluate the text only. So don't panic when you see this in exam. Okay, then ambition given in both texts. Now, second bullet. This is the first bullet. This is the second bullet. Now, first bullet, you'll get your points from the text. Okay, you'll get your points from the text. Then you evaluate it. Second bullet, based on what you have read, discuss the factors your friend needs to consider to decide. This second bullet, you will have to think of your own idea. You can get that idea, you can get some hint from the text, but you have to think of your own eventually. Now this, right? 2 points is enough. 2 points of your own, and you elaborate. Okay. Now the first part here, where you evaluate for the first bullet. Please aim for at least 4 to 6 evaluation points. Okay? Now, don't worry if you feel, I don't know how to evaluate, it's so hard, we'll do it later. Okay? Now, remember, when it comes to directed writing, it's 25. Is it 25? Wait, let's see. Wait, anyone has any question for me so far? Let me know. Okay, now, 25% of writing. We're going to focus on writing first. Obviously, you would think writing, in order to get 25 marks of writing, it's basically good grammar, good sentence structure. You would include a lot of complex sentence structure, a lot of complex vocabulary. Now, not necessarily. Because first language, we're all in first language, you no longer are tested on your grammar or English foundation. That is for English as second language. Okay? What we're supposed to do now is basically include techniques to gain higher writing marks. Okay? Now, let's continue. How do you get writing marks? Now, for your extended writing and your directed writing, you will have to include writing techniques, and these writing techniques will be the same. Okay? It will be the same. We call it a ripe forest. Okay? Wait, I need to answer a question. You can go, okay, someone asked here, can I go back and forth between positive and negative points for directed writing? So maybe your first line positive, your second line negative, or do you keep them separate? My suggestion is keep them separate. So it's easier, it's clearer for your readers to read. Unless you have practiced very often and it's been verified, it's been certified by your school teacher saying, you are the best mixing both positive and negative together, then you can mix, or else separate it. Make it clear, make the structure clear. Because for you, you might think, oh, my structure is perfect. But for the readers, for the examiners, they might think differently. Okay? If you can, separate it. Now, students, let's continue. Who here knows what we're supposed to do? Okay, so we have extended writing, right? We have extended writing and we have directed writing. Extended writing is your paper 1, question 3. If you're studying for exam this year, question 4 next year. This is paper 2, question 1. Do you guys know what is the difference between extended writing and directed writing? It's the same? No, it's not the same. Does it make sense that Cambridge have 2 similar exercises for you to attempt? No, guys and girls, extended writing and directed writing is different. Okay? Extended writing, you are supposed to elaborate. You basically find the points, then you add on your own points. You add on support. Add your point of view that also supports writer idea. Now, directed writing, you must evaluate. Students, I'm going to tell you now, if you want to get A, if you want to get A star, you cannot do extended writing like how you do directed writing. You cannot do directed writing like how you do extended writing. The writing part is the same, but the content is different. Okay? Today we'll focus on directed writing. Extended writing, I don't think most of you have problems, so we will focus on directed writing instead. Now, when it comes to writing, right? When it comes to both writing score, I mean this, okay? So in order to gain higher marks of writing, you need some persuasive techniques. What does it mean when we say persuasive? We're trying to persuade people. Now, listen, understand this. 98%, I don't know why this number came. Wait, I meant to say 90%. 90% of your extended writing and directed writing, it's about persuading people on something. Okay? Write a letter to advise, write a text to suggest, give a speech about something to brainwash, basically to brainwash people. Now, whenever Cambridge asks you to persuade, right, which is most of the time, you must include persuasive techniques. Cambridge looks for persuasive techniques. Now, these persuasive techniques will contribute to your 25% of writing marks for directed writing and 10 marks for your paper 1 extended writing. Okay, so now guys, we're done with our warm up and all of the introduction part. We're gonna move on to the first section of our class, which is score well with our writing persuasive techniques. Guys, let's look at page 5. I hope you guys are familiar with a ripe forest. Yes? No? Okay, don't worry. Okay. Persuasive techniques is not something that you just come to your mind and then you start persuading. Okay, you must remember the technique to write it into your both extended writing and directed writing. Okay, now these are the techniques that we can use in exam. Okay, so we call it a ripe forest. Okay, a ripe forest. What does it mean when we say a ripe forest? It means nothing. Okay, but it helps you remember with the techniques that you can use. So we have anecdote, repetition, imperative, and 11. We basically have 11 techniques. Now, do you feel that teacher, my life is already so hard because I have to memorize this, memorize that for my science, my chemistry, and whatever, right? Teacher, I don't have any capacity to memorize anything for English at all. Now, don't worry. There are 11 techniques here. You just remember this. In exam, you just apply 3 or 4 of the techniques into your writing. It will be enough. Good news is for paper 1 and for paper 2, the techniques is recyclable. You can use it again. Okay? Now, what are the techniques? We have A, anecdote. Anyone here knows what anecdote is? Good. Anecdote, I know antidote. Okay, anecdote. Okay, now students, I will let you have around 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute for you to quickly look through these techniques. We will cover all 11 now. Okay, let's look through. It's page 4. Although it's 11, right? Actually, some of the techniques here, you have been using it already. You just don't know that it's called this technique specifically. Okay, let's look at this. Let's read. Let's read. Let's read A for. No, I'm just kidding. No, read it on your own. Read it on your own. Sure. Okay, do you guys think that you can remember all of these 11 techniques? Yes, no. Okay, if you think that it's hard for you to remember, it's bad to do this, but you can actually disregard triplets if you find it hard later as we explain, or yeah, basically that. Now anyway guys, ARIPEFOREST. Okay, a ripe forest. The first technique is anecdote. Okay, now today we're gonna focus on explanation of a ripe forest based on a specific topic. This topic will be applicable for us later when we do our directed writing content evaluation. Okay, this is discuss the factors your friend needs to consider to decide if they should follow their ambition. Okay, this is the topic that we're gonna look at. This is what we're going to discuss. Now, the first technique is anecdote. What is the meaning of anecdote here? Anecdote is basically you sharing your personal short story. Meaning, when you're supposed to write a letter to your friend, or you write an article to your students, or you write what else? Write a speech to the public, you give your own personal story first to gain their attention, to build relationship with your readers. Okay, so this anecdote is your personal story. Now, obviously, you don't share, oh yeah, yesterday I went to the shopping mall and I dropped my wallet. Now, no one cares. Okay, what we want to listen from you is something that is related to the topic. Now, in today's case, it's about ambition. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is you share a one-liner, you share 2 sentences about your ambition to make it relatable to the text. Now, in exam, right, you might think, teacher, does it make sense if I just write my own story? Yes. Markers, examiners will actively look for these techniques. So if you include it in, they will see, you're actually using persuasive techniques. Then you will get higher marks for your content, for your writing. Okay, now this is one example. Students, we can read this now. Okay, so basically, somewhere along your writing, you add your own personal stories. I normally start with, I still remember, or I always remember, just to give this is just a tiny flashback of your own story to the readers, okay? For example, telling my parents that I wanted to become a pilot. Okay, you can, if you want, you can stop here. Okay? It's okay. You have your anecdote already. This is your personal story already. Now, in exam, if the topic is slightly more challenging, something that you have not thought of in your life, for example, there's one paper that used to talk about fashion. So you try to relate yourself in fashion, or if you can't, make up something that makes sense. Okay, now, do you think that I really told my parents I wanted to become a pilot? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's all made up, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's relatable to the topic, use it. Okay, so this is basically how you use your anecdote for personal story. Okay, now then you add more support statement. While the dream inspired me to work harder, I soon realized that ambition alone was not enough without consistent effort and realistic planning. Okay, now students, this is anecdote. The second one, repetition. Now, guys and girls, what is the meaning of repetition? Yes, it's basically you repeating a word or repeating a few phrases, okay? Example. Ambition gives us purpose. Ambition drives us forward. But ambition without balance can also lead us astray. Do you guys know what is astray? Astray. Okay, not astray. Astray is okay. Okay, astray is where you are directed to a different path that is wrong. Now, students, repetition, right? Why do you want to repeat? So I normally give this example in class. So I know some of you here, you would have boyfriends, girlfriends, right? Wait, let's see, based on your face, let's see who here I think have. Okay, anyway, so if you fight with your girlfriend, if you fight with your boyfriend, then you want to say, I hate you, right? So you say, I hate you. What will your girlfriend reply? Yes, and? All right, so instead, you would say something like, I hate you, full stop. I hate you the most. How would your girlfriend react? Your girlfriend would then say, please don't, I'm sorry, what did I do wrong? Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. When we repeat something, right, when we repeat something similar, It's to emphasize what you are trying to deliver. Okay, so when I say ambition gives us purpose, ambition drives us forward, but ambition without balance can also lead us astray. Now, students, repetition is slightly tricky. When you use repetition, I always suggest you guys to include the same repeating sentence, repeating word in one sentence, so that the repetition is stronger. Now, if you can't, it's okay for you to write one sentence. Then you continue with your second sentence using the same phrase, but the repetition there will not be as strong as you use it like this. Okay? So this is basically for repetition. Does anyone has any question for me? Okay? Now, we want to do imperative. Imperative is simple, so you guys will have to do yours as well. Okay? Now, imperative is basically a command. Okay? Can I have some example of commands here? I'm gonna randomly pick someone, okay? If you don't want me to call you out, look into my eyes now. Wait, let me repeat myself. If you don't want me to call you out, look at me right now. Yes, this lady here, you're looking at me, you're like, teacher, call my name. Okay, you're probably thinking, I've been scammed. Yes, you've been. Do you have any example of any commands that we can give to people in general? Would your friend like to help? Okay, guys and girls, command is basically when I say stand, sit, right? Or listen to me, be quiet, pay attention. These are all commands, aka imperative. When I use a command, right, I want my listener to do something. But does it make sense if we say sit in our writing? Does it make sense if we say pay attention in our writing? Does it make sense if we say give me more marks? That's also a command. No, it doesn't. So you have to think in a letter, in an article, in a speech, what kind of command can you make your reader think and interact with you? For example, let's look at this sentence here. Before chasing your biggest dream, stop and ask yourself whether it is truly your ambition or simply someone else's expectation. Now, guys, please identify where is the command here, where is the imperative here. Yes, exactly. So it's basically stop and ask yourself whether it is truly your ambition or simply someone else's expectation. Now, students, this phrase here, right, stop and ask yourself, it's basically an imperative that you can use it anywhere, okay, in any topic. So this is one already. Can you guys think? I'll let you have around 3 minutes. Try and think what other imperative phrases that you can use for all of your future directed writing and extended writing. As long as it's a command, as long as it's an imperative, it will be applicable. Try. Are there any? Okay, you can write it here. Just a command for your students for your listener to interact with you. By the way, a tip, a hint, when I say an example, it need not be something long. Okay, as long as there's command word, as long as there's an imperative in it, it will be fine. Are you done? Do you have a command word? Yes? Can you read it out? Can I read it out? Sure. Okay, I want to hear your example. Any of you wrote anything, command? Can I hear it out? What did you write? Say again. Be cautious. Yes. Be cautious is a command word already. Be cautious. Okay. Do you have anything that you wrote? Yeah. Listen to your heart. Now this listen to your heart, listen, this is imperative already. What else? Do you guys have anything? Pause. Yes. Are there more? Yeah, we'll wait. Huh? Yeah, we're waiting. Take your time. Don't worry. Yes, it's wait. Yes, wait. Wait and do what? Yes. Wait and think. Okay. Think, wait. Okay, now guys, these are all command words, right? Which any of you here would like to share any of your points? Yes, no, no, thought so. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, guys, imperative, these are all examples of imperative. Now let me show you more general ones that you can apply for your extended writing and your directed writing. Okay, so we basically have, I'm gonna write it in blue, okay? Imagine this. Imagine this, then you add on your own point that is relevant to the topic. Or we also have, let's be rational, or let's think about this rationally. Let's think rationally, okay? These are all command words that you can use. Now, you see, if you remember this, right? Imagine this. If you just remember, imagine this, or you'll listen to your heart, pause, wait, be cautious. Just remember one. Then you have one technique in your writing already, both extended and directed writing. Okay? Now we have one technique down. And even if you include your anecdote, your own not your grandma story, your own story. Remember, anecdote is not about your grandma story, okay? Grandma story, no one wants to listen. We want to listen to your own story based on a specific topic, okay? Then you will have two techniques already. We just need one more, okay? Now, let's continue. Anyone has any question for me so far? Let me know. Okay, so we are doing ARIP, right? ARIPE. Now, what does A stand for? Anecdote, yes. I wanted to write apple, but I realized the joke is lame. So, okay, R is repetition. Repetition. Then we have I. I is imperative. I is imperative. Okay, imperative meaning your command. Okay, a command that you want to let your listener listen, let your listener's mind start moving when you ask something in your writing. Okay, now let's go to P. P is pronoun. Now, guys and girls, I know a lot of you modern students, you would think, oh, what is your pronoun? Oh, I identify myself as a furniture. I identify myself as whatever. Now, what are your pronouns? Huh? They, them? Oh, that's okay. We listen, we don't judge. You guys, okay, now guys, pronoun is basically I, you, we, they, them, whatever, right? Now, so personal pronoun here, I just suggest you students to use we, okay? We, okay? Use inclusive pronouns. We want to include our listeners, okay? to make readers feel included. Now, if I ask you now, can we go have lunch now? But honestly, I want to go for lunch, right? But to try and make you guys feel related, to try and make you guys feel included, I would say, can we go for a break now? Can we go for lunch now? But you might probably think, oh, teacher Dishan is so kind. She's asking all of us if we can go to a break now. But in fact, I don't care. I only needed to use the washroom, but I tried to use inclusive pronoun, okay? We. Can we do this? Can we do that? Okay? So in your writing, when we're persuading someone, right, you use we. Okay, I've given this example before. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. If you've joined the previous classes. Now, I'll give it again. So basically, right, let's say you ask your friend or you ask your parents, Mom, Dad, can I go to someone's concert? Wait, who's the current most famous singer that you guys are listening to? Who? No, it's fine. We listen, we don't judge. Huh? Who do you listen to now? Okay, just one, any of it. The Weeknd? That's yesterday, no? No, we listen, we don't judge, right? Okay, yes, The Weeknd, right? The Weeknd used to be really famous. That's so mean. Okay, yes, The Weeknd, right? So you ask your mom, you ask your dad, Mom and Dad, can I go to The Weeknd's concert? Okay, what would your mom and dad say in a second, in a split second? In your dreams, right? So you have to persuade it in a better way. How do you use a better way? How to use inclusive pronoun? How to use personal pronoun that is inclusive to persuade your mom and dad? You would say, Mom and Dad, can we go to The Weeknd's concert? Okay, then your mom and dad would think, oh my God, my daughter wants me to go to the concert with her. Yes, go, let's go. Guys, I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. When we include someone, when we include a personal pronoun, when we're persuading people, it feels more related. It makes your persuasion, whatever you're trying to persuade, more persuasive, more convincing. Okay? Now let's look at one example here. We all have dreams for our future, but we must decide whether those dreams genuinely reflect who we are rather than what society expects us to become. Now, okay, 1 minute for you guys to read really quickly first. Okay, now, do you agree? Do you agree with this statement? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, now, if we don't talk about, okay, I'm going to ask again. Do we agree with this statement? All of you, not right now. Exactly, yes, all of you agree. But the question is, if I don't write this sentence, right? If I don't include this sentence, would you guys have thought of this idea? Maybe not. Now, but when I use we here, we, it make it inclusive, it make it more relatable, it make it seems like you have that thought, you have that same thought as well. So this is basically inclusive pronoun. Now, I want you to practice one sentence based on this topic, okay? This is the topic. Discuss the factors your friend needs to consider to decide if they should follow their ambition. One day your friend tells you, hey bestie, I want to be I want to be an astronaut. Okay, so how would you advise him or her against or for it? Okay, so one sentence using personal pronoun. Use we. Okay, yeah, I know you want this, but we must also blah blah blah. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's try what sentence can we write that is inclusive with we. It doesn't need to be complex, okay? You just need to apply this technique, it will be fine. If you find it hard, let me give you some context. So your friend says, I want to be a basketball player. Okay, I want to be an NBA player. But how tall is your friend? Like this tall. Okay, so your friend is probably 16 years old, this tall, and he/she wants to be an NBA or a WNBA player. So how can you tell him or her in a respectful way about her ambition? No, you have to persuade it properly. Are you done? Did you write your any of the sentences? Let me see. Let me come. Okay, I can read. Don't worry. Let me just. We all know the earth. What did you write?
It's really scratchy.
Okay, maybe you want to share it.
I know where you're coming from, but we must make sure to consider the advantages and drawbacks.
I know where you come from, but we must.
We must make sure to consider the advantages and drawbacks.
We must make sure to consider the advantage and the drawbacks. Yes. Guys and girls, inclusive pronoun. The gentleman here, when you say we all know, that's also inclusive pronoun already. But the content, you add on, then make sure that the content is relevant. Okay? Now, would any of you here would like to share what sentence you've made? Okay, let's continue. This is personal pronoun, okay? So probably in your heart, you're thinking, yes, I don't have to share. Wait, the revenge will return. Now, we're gonna go for number 5, emotive language, okay? Okay, emotive language is slightly trickier. If you don't have, because emotive language, it means that you have to use complex vocabulary, okay? But if you don't have this complex vocabulary, it's okay. You don't have to apply emotive language in your writing. But look at this sentence here. Let's identify what is the emotive language that I've used, okay? So emotive language is basically, I'll give you one example, a simple example, heartbroken, fragile. These are all emotive language that would make your readers react emotionally, okay? So precise vocabulary chosen to evoke emotion. Now let's look at this example here. Please identify what are the precise vocabulary used. Are we ready? Yes? What? Wait, let me rephrase. What are the precise vocabulary that you can see from this sentence? Just yell it out. Huh? There must be one, huh? You better pick now. Okay, wait, let me rephrase, I'm sorry. Can you pick one of the emotive language here? Any precise vocabulary, any complex vocabulary? Say again? Fear. Crushing. Is it fear? Fear. Okay, your friend? Any? Huh? Failure. Failure. Let's see this side. Do you have any? Only, overwhelming. Okay, what else? Let's see. Do you have any here? Sacrifice. Okay. Now, students, let me explain what is complex vocabulary. What is emotive language, okay? Now, countless ambitious individuals sacrifice precious family moments. Sacrifice, what is the meaning of sacrifice? You unwillingly let go of something. Now, this is one example of emotive language. Sacrifice, precious is also another word that would evoke emotion. Family moments, endure. What is the meaning of endure? Suffer through something. Okay? Endure is also a complex vocabulary. Overwhelming pressure, yes. And live with the crushing fear of failure. Crushing fear of failure. The entire phrase is an emotive language already. Why don't we just say fear of failure? Instead, we say crushing fear of failure. We make it sound more serious, more intense. Okay? Believing success is the only acceptable outcome. Yes, emotive language, complex vocabulary. So in this sentence itself, there are a few emotive language. Now in exam, obviously you don't need that much. Okay, so one will be enough. But if you don't feel that you can handle emotive language, if you don't feel that you can handle complex languages, it's fine. Okay, then you move on to fact. What is the meaning of fact? Something that is proven to be true. 100% true. Now, the reason I write here allegedly is because now in exam, right, the topic that you are given, it might be technology, it might be chemistry, it might be plastic substance. Now, do you know any plastic related, any chemical related facts before you sit in the exam? No, you don't. So if you want to use fact, you have to make something up. Okay? It's okay if you make something up. It doesn't matter. But you want to make sure that there's something that you made up make sense. Okay? It must be something like this. Let's see. Psychologists generally agree that setting realistic goals can improve motivation and increase the likelihood of long-term success. Make sense or not? Yes, it does. But which psychologists agree? I don't know. I just made this up. Okay? Now, in exam, right, I'll need you to write this down for me. If you want to include fact, again, this is for extended writing paper 1 and directed writing paper 2. Just write something like this. It is proven that blah, 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 blah. Okay? It is proven that whatever. Now, okay, please write first. It is proven what? It is proven that normally your audiences are teenagers, okay? So you can say it is proven that teens, whatever, or any other relatable topic. Now, remember this, fact is something that is proven to be true. It's not statistics, okay? So you don't say it is proven that 97% of the teenagers love blah, blah, blah. That is statistics that we will cover later, okay? So fact is something that is true without giving numbers. Does it make sense? Do you guys think you can make one fact sentence now? About the topic, okay? Ambition. Don't worry if you can't think of any now. Don't stress out if you think, oh no, I can't think of any sentence now. I will fail my exam. Don't worry. You will fail, but so what? No, I'm just kidding. No, in exam, right, you will read text first, right? You will read text A, you will read text B. So this text A, text B, they will give you more context. But for now, we don't have the context yet. It doesn't matter. Okay, so don't worry. Don't get too stressed about it. Now, let's see. All right, Forrest. So we have ARIPE. So A is anecdote, R is repetition, I is imperative, P is what? Yes, personal pronoun, okay? I'm just gonna write pronoun so that, okay, pronoun. Then E is emotive language, yes. Students, again, gentle reminder, you don't have to remember all 11. Just pick 3 or 4 that you can remember. Now, in exam, right, my suggestion is, so the moment you flip open the exam paper, it will look something like this, right? Instantly, you write here ARIPEFOREST. And you pick you pick 3 or 4 to include in your writing. You know why? Because understanding you guys, right? How would you feel when you're in exam hall? Prepared. Yes, prepared. What else? Nervous. Ready to show off, ready to impress, right? Now, because a lot of you in exam, you cannot wait to impress your teachers. So the moment after you're done with reading the text, you want to instantly produce your points out. Now, if you just produce your points out right away, right, there might be a slight problem, which is you do not filter your techniques. So if you write something like this, as you quickly produce your points out, you get reminded on your own that you have to also include some techniques in. Okay, so slow down a bit. I know some of you cannot slow down. You just want to write your points out because you think, teacher, if I don't write it now, I will forget later. Right? Now, what is the solution? Chicken essence. Guys, drink chicken essence. No, not. The solution is whatever you can't remember, whatever that you prepare beforehand, you write it down first. Write it down on the question paper, write it on the insert paper to remind yourself. Okay? Now, let's continue. Fact, we're done. Then we have 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, opinion. Opinion is sub-sway, right? Opinion, you already know opinions. You guys would have your opinions, right? Right now, when we do directed writing or extended writing, the opinions part, it can be a personal opinion or an expert view or thoughts. Okay, now if you look at my sentence here, the example given, again, our topic is about ambition today. The example I gave is a personal opinion. Students, please read one example here. Okay, so if you look at my can you guys hear me? Yes, okay. Just to share something with you guys, I have this bad habit that every time I teach, I tend to yell. And then every time then when I go home or when I go to the washroom, and as I walk to the washroom, as I walk to the car park, I always ask myself this question: why did I yell? Okay, anyway, whatever I just shared here, what is the technique used? Cringe, right? Everything has to really be related to the topic, right? Okay, this is basically anecdote. Okay, this is my personal story, but let's continue. If you look at this sentence here, right, this is opinion. The opinion example that I've given is my personal opinion. You will be able to you see, that's why I can't yell. Excuse me. So this is an example of a personal opinion. I firmly believe, or you can say I opine. The easier version is opine. I think, right? But I think is too simple for our standard. Okay? So I opine is better. I firmly believe is better. However, you will be able to produce your own personal opinion. Your classmates will be able to do so as well. Everyone will be able to produce their own personal opinion. So in exam, instead of writing personal opinion, you can use expert view as well. Expert views, expert opinions in your writing. Okay? Now I'll share one example of an expert view. You would think, teacher, how do you know it's an expert view? Easy, just write something like this. According to career, because we're talking about ambition, we're talking about career related. So I'll write according to career experts. Okay? Now, this will make your sentence, I hope, 80% sounds more persuasive. Sounds like an expert, okay? According to career expert. Now, if the topic is about fashion, it will be according to what expert? Fashion expert. If it's talking about studies, it's going to be according to education expert, academic experts. If it's talking about, okay, whatever, you just fill in the blanks, okay? According to blah, blah, blah expert. Okay, now I'm going to produce my point here. Before pursuing, wait, I realized something better. Okay, instead of just saying, I firmly believe that ambition is valuable, right? Change it according to career experts, then you write the same thing. Can you guys read it now? According to career experts, ambition is valuable only when it encourages personal growth rather than an unhealthy obsession with fame or wealth. It's the same. The technique you use, the sentence you use, the phrase you use is the same, except you change it to a personal, to an expert's opinion. Okay? Anyone has any question for me so far? Do you guys want to stand and stretch your back or something like that? No? Anyone has any back aches now? No? I say this before in my previous classes and I'm going to say it again. Give yourself 10 more years. Okay, now let's see. 8 rhetorical question. We're gonna talk about rhetorical question now. Rhetorical question. I hope that you guys know what is rhetorical question. Yes, rhetorical question. I'm gonna ask. Okay, we're gonna do a quick quiz here. If you don't want me to call your name, I wouldn't know your name. If you don't want me to call you out, look at me. Yeah, hi, yes, you're looking at me, you're like, yeah, teacher, call me. Do you know what's the meaning of rhetorical question? Okay, point anyone for me to, can you just pick anyone and I'll ask that person? Who, sorry? No, you don't want to pick? You don't want to be the bad guy? You want to be the bad person? You want me to be bad person? Guys, I have no choice. She insisted for me to pick because she insisted for me to pick. I have no choice but to pick the guy here. Yes, you. What is the meaning of rhetorical question? Do you know? Yes. Wait. Say again.
Asking something that
it's just here, right? It's just yes. Now, guys, when I ask a question, right? Let's say at school, your teacher would say, "Why are you guys so noisy? Why are you guys so loud?" Then do you reply or do you just keep quiet? You just keep quiet, right? You don't just reply, teacher, because we like to talk. Duh. No, you don't say that, right? When your teacher asks, why are you guys so noisy? She or he is not trying to expect an answer. Your teacher is merely delivering a point. Okay, so this is basically an example of a rhetorical question where we ask a question but we don't require an answer. We just want to prove a point. An example, let's see. Is achieving your dream really worthwhile if you lose your happiness, health, and relationships along the way? Okay, so this is one example. I ask a question, I don't require an answer. Now, in exam, right, when you write your own questions, if you don't answer it, it will be a rhetorical question already. Just make sure that when you write in extended writing and directed writing, you always ask questions. Okay, you include a question mark, ask questions. Does anyone has any question for me? Let's see. Shall we go for a quick break? Okay, we'll go have a 5-minute break. Okay, I'll see you guys again at 11:10. Okay. Stretch, be flexible before we continue. Wait, who is sitting for exam again this October, November? You. Oh, just two. Oh. Yes, sir. Hello to the to those who are live. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm here. I can see whatever you're typing also. Are you prepared? You'll be fine. Attempt more past papers. Have you been attempting? Have you been attempting past papers also? Do you have a goal? What are you aiming for? Huh? What? Yes, what? What score? A star, aim for A star. It is achievable, especially for first language. A star, yes, only A star. You? Yes, good. Are you sitting for the exam also? First language or English language? Okay.
We should go for the camping for should for the
a right forest, then we'll move on to our points producing for directed writing. Okay, so let's see. We have okay. Let's see. We have exaggeration now. So a right forest, we have ARIPE. F is what? Did you just say the F word? It is an F word. Fact, right? Fact. Yes. Okay. What else? O is opinion. Whose opinion? Your opinion. Wow. Yes. Okay. Your personal opinion or expert's opinion. Okay. Then we have E. What is E? Sorry, the second E basically stands for exaggeration. Guys, do you know your figurative techniques? What is exaggeration? Exaggeration is basically, yes, hyperbole. Okay, let's see. But don't worry, okay, guys and girls, don't worry if you don't know. If you think, teacher, I'm doomed. I don't know what hyperbole is. It's okay. You're no longer tested on figurative techniques, okay? In your year 10/year 11. But obviously, it will be better for you to know. Now, let's see. Exaggeration, hyperbole. What does it mean? You exaggerate, okay? I will die if I don't have my phone, mom. That's exaggeration. Okay, now example here. Let's look at this sentence. Please identify where is the exaggeration here. Okay. Is there any formula that is more short, that is shorter to remember? You mean the one that, is it a rose? I can't see what your username is. I think it's it's a rose, okay? So yes, formula, I don't know how to, okay, hello, you online. So basically, right, you don't have to remember all, okay? You don't have to remember all. If you really find it hard, just pick 3 to 4 to remember, that will be enough. Okay, rather than a right for us, just pick maybe, I think it's easier for me to talk about imperative and pronoun and anecdote. So I just remember these 3 and just put it in your directed writing and your extended writing. Okay? If we put 3 facts only, cannot lah. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase. No, you can't. You can't put 3 facts only, okay? So 1 fact, move on to another techniques, okay? Don't just include 3 facts. Can you hear me? Rose, is that a rose? I think so. Anyway, now students, let's continue. Hyperbole, what sentence here is exaggerating? It's the hyperbole used. Let me draw a box. Rose, the example is here, okay? This is one example here. Okay, yes, what is a exaggeration? Yes, climb the highest mountain, cross the widest ocean, and sacrifice everything they love. Now, guys and girls, these are impossible. Where is the highest mountain in the world? I don't know neither. It's not a geography class, but you know, okay, I don't know, some tall mountain or whatever. Would you just want to chase success by climbing the highest mountain? It doesn't make sense. It's exaggeration, okay? Then we also have crossed the widest ocean. Now, where is the widest ocean in the world? Guys, if you don't know, I'm not worried because I'm not sitting for geography in exam. You should be worried. Are you guys sitting for geography in exam? No, what the? Okay, anyway, yes, okay. Widest ocean, sacrifice everything. Now, these are all examples for exaggeration. Now, one more easy example, okay? One more easy exaggeration. Actually, two more. Number one, just use this phrase, countless. Okay, I spent countless nights submitting my homework. I spent countless nights praying for your health. Okay, this is basically exaggeration. Oh, it's Everest. Okay. Okay, countless. And you can just say it will be the death of me. Da-da-da. Why is it a question mark? Okay, then you include your own points. Okay, it will be a death of me to not be an astronaut, for example. Now, that's for sure an exaggeration. That's for sure a hyperbole. Does it make sense? Now, again, if you don't know, if you feel it's hard for you to include hyperbole in exam, it's okay. Just remember this. Okay, just remember this. Force it into your writing in exam. That would be an exaggeration already. Does it make sense? Yes? Okay, let's continue. We only have two more, then we'll move on to our directed writing proper. Okay? Have you guys been drinking water? Okay, now, remember just now, right? We mentioned about facts. Facts is something that is proven to be true. Okay? Now, statistics is also proven to be true. However, statistics is more on numbers. Okay, we focus on numbers. Example, a recent survey found that 68% of young adults consider work-life balance more important than earning a high salary. Can you guys relate to work-life balance? Okay, can you guys relate to study-life balance? Study-life balance. Meaning, oh, I need time. Yes, I will do homework, but let me play some, I don't know, whatever game games that you guys play first. Do you guys believe in study-life balance? Do you think you need study-life balance? Yes, no. Why? Why do you need study-life balance? Brain out? Burnt out from studies? Oh my God, you must have studied really hard then. Okay, what is good study life balance example? Like, okay, so we have 7 days, right? How many days do you think you need to spend on studies, and how many days do you think you need to spend on whatever life activities? Oh, yeah, that's a good example of study life balance actually. Yeah. I wanted to like mock, but that's quite good actually. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, yes, study life balance. No offense, I don't think you guys need that because why? You only have one job, right? For now. What is that one job? No, not study. It's go to the library to study, okay? To be specific. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, now guys, by the way, do you know where are we now? We're in BAC, right? Do you guys know that there's a library here? Okay, the library here, I think it's open 24 hours. Do you guys know that? If I'm not mistaken, I hope that it's still open 24 hours, the school library. I used to study here, and I used to, when I was studying here, I would come here at around 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. and then we'll start studying. We'll camp in the library until 3 a.m., 4 a.m. We drive back, sleep for 6-7 hours, then we wake up, then come again. I did that for 3 months when I was trying to pass my bar exam. That's why it's good that the library is open for 24 hours. Fun fact. I know no one cares, but yeah, fun fact. Those days. Okay, now, should I share more? Did I overshare? Wait, do you guys want to hear more? You know, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., right? After library, is the library still 24 hours now? Yes, okay. So we'll park there. and I mean we'll camp there. Then 3 a.m. Then I'll drive home. Then I'll think, what if I fail? Then we'll start tearing up. You know why? Because it's so embarrassing to fail, right? You spend every day in the library for 3 months only to fail. What the heck? And I was like, it's so embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, I survived. And you guys will as well. Okay, IGCSE English, what do we aim for? Slay. Yes, A star. Okay, only A star, guys. Especially for first language, it's not difficult to get A star. Okay, it's not difficult to get A star for first language. So you aim for A star. Even if you don't get A star, what will you get? Yes, A. Okay. Students, to those who aim for, you probably thinking, no lah, B is enough, C is enough. I just need a credit. Go home. No, I'm just kidding. No, B, you are. Why? Okay, aim for A or A star, okay? B is too easy, B is too simple. Do you speak English back home? Girl, aim for A star star, okay? It's not hard, okay? They just need to see this strategy, they just need to see these techniques included and you'll be fine, okay? Now, this is statistics, okay? A recent survey found that 68% of young adults consider work-life balance more important. Did I read this already? I did, right? Oh my God, old. Now, the last one, triples or triplets, or some of you might say rule of 3, where you use a pattern of 3 things, okay? This is slightly similar to repetition, okay? Now, let's see. Success should not be measured solely by wealth, status, and popularity. Now, this, right? Wealth, status, and popularity. What is this? Yes, this is exactly rule of 3, okay? You share 3 points, 3 things that is similar, okay? Wealth, status, and popularity. Okay, now guys, we're gonna do a quick warm up here, an easy rule of 3. So when I say apple, what else can we say to make it a rule of 3? Okay, yes, banana, sure. What else? Yes, louder. Anyone would just like to share? Orange. Now we have rule of 3. Okay, let's make it better. School. Homework. Okay, studies, no. Okay, now, rule of 3, right? Apple, banana, orange, noun, noun, noun. Wealth, status, popularity, noun, noun, noun. Make it all noun, okay? School, you can say, okay, what do we have in school? Principal, teachers, or students, okay? These are example of rule of 3. Now, rule of 3 will be slightly trickier in exam. I don't want you to spend 10 minutes just to think of 3 words. Okay, so if you find it hard, if you don't go prepared for your rule of 3, it's okay. Forget about the technique. Okay? Purpose, happiness, meaningful relationship. Also rule of 3. Okay? Now, does anyone has any question for me? Yes, no, yes. Anyone online, you have any question? Okay, now students, so this is a right forest. My next question to you is try and think. I mentioned it just now. When do we use a right forest? Okay, let me rephrase my question. Specifically, where in the exam, which question can we use a right forest? Directed writing and extended writing, okay? Both must use. Die must use, okay? How many? 3 to 4. 3 to 4 techniques will be enough, okay? Please remember. Now, let's continue. We're gonna move on to directed writing proper. Do you need a break? Do you need another break in your dreams? Let's continue. Okay, now, directed writing. So we're done with 25 marks writing. Okay, 25 marks. Of course, you want to have proper grammar, proper writing structure, persuasive techniques. For directed writing, there are 3 text types that will be tested. Do you guys know what are the 3 text types? We're talking about paper 2, question 1. Yes? Say again. What did you call me? Yes, speech. Okay, so we have speech. Just kidding. Speech. What else? Letter and just 3. Huh? Yes, article. Now, guys, let's look at page 3. Okay, page 3, directed writing, right? We have speech, letter, and article. Okay, these are the 3 text types you must know. Okay, when I say you must know, it doesn't mean you need to memorize the formula. No, Cambridge is not that petty. Okay, we just need you to understand when it's a speech, right? The tone, the register would be like you're actually talking to people. Speech. Then we have letter, formal letter, informal letter. How do we start our letter? Dear blah blah blah. Okay. Then you start when you're done, then you will sign off. Okay, right? Sincerely, Pooh. Okay. That's all. You just need to understand this easy format. Article, what must we have in our article? Yes, a heading. Okay, a title, a heading for your article. That's all. That's all you need to know when it comes to format. Okay. Now, directed writing, you have 3 text types. Okay. What about extended writing? Okay, we try. Okay, we try. We have, I'm gonna write it here. By the way, guys, I'm yelling again. I just realized my throat is so itchy. Okay, I'm gonna speak softer now. Okay, we have extended writing now. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Extended writing. So this is for directed writing, yeah? This is for directed writing, your paper 2. Extended writing is for your paper 1. Okay, obviously we would still have speech, letter, there's formal, there's informal, right? Then we also have article. Article, sometimes it can be your school magazine or website. It's the same, okay? As long as it's article, it's basically the same. What else do you guys know? Journal. What is journal? Yes, it's like a diary. Guys, journal is not the legal journal that you read online that is full of words. No, the journal here is journal entry, okay? It's basically like diary. What else? Report. What kind of report? Yes, newspaper report, news report, and also news. I'm gonna write newspaper report and also formal report. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. We have one more. Huh? Yes, interview. Okay, guys and girls, these are the 8 text types. Actually, there's 8. 1, 2, 3. This is considered 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are 8 text types that you must know when it comes to extended writing. Okay, paper 1, extended writing. if you have not read a newspaper report, if you have not read interview formal report, please check your school. I'm not sure if your school teacher have done it before. Okay. So some of you might say, teacher, how my school teacher never teach formal report. Can you help? Well, it sounds like a you problem. So all the best. No. If you don't know formal report, if you have not read newspaper report, search it online. IGCSE sample essay for formal report there will be, okay, or newspaper report. Just read it just know at least what is the format like, okay. This is for extended writing. This is for directed writing. Okay, students, we're gonna attend directed writing proper now. Okay, let's look at the question. Let's look at page 8. Okay, I've explained it just now. I will let you have 2 minutes to read it on your own. Page 8. Done reading? Let me know if you're done reading. Look at me if you're done reading. Okay, done. Done. Are you guys from the same class? Okay, students, so this is the question. What is a text type? Yes, you're supposed to write a letter. Okay, so in exam, you would want to circle this. Okay, write a letter to your friend offering your advice. Before you offer your advice, right, you have to first provide public opinions or other opinions from the others, and you evaluate it. Okay, now where will you get the other opinions from? You will get it from text A and text B. Okay, now let's talk about evaluation. What is the meaning of evaluation? Page 7. Okay, when I prepared the notes, I thought it was creative according to Cambridge, aka your BFF. Right now, I look at it, I cringe. So I'm gonna cross this out, okay? Because you. Evaluation means, what does it mean? Evaluation means you offer your own judgment of an idea, or you simply dismiss an idea. Now, you might find it hard. You might think, what is this? I don't understand this. Okay, basically, evaluation means that you have to challenge the writer's idea. Okay, you have to challenge the writer's idea and you have to counter argue. So the one thing that you want to remember, counter argue or challenge writer's idea. Anyone join debate team? Yes. Anyone here debates? Anyone here used to do debate and provide a counter argument? Yes. Yes. Okay, challenge idea. Okay, this will help if you are actually you used to debate or you. Okay, when you argue with your parents, it doesn't count. Okay, but at school, if you debate, if you join debate team, it would actually help because you want to challenge the writer's idea. What does it mean when we say challenge the writer's idea? It does not necessarily mean that you disagree. No. Okay, it's just you show a different perspective from your point of view. You must really remember, directed writing, you must counter argue, you must challenge the writer's idea. If you don't challenge, if you don't counter argue, you will not do well. Evaluation You see, 15 marks, evaluation. You must have evaluation. Now, oh my God, I'm so old. I forgot what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, so you must evaluate, okay? You must evaluate. Now, remember, where does your evaluation come from? Your brain, okay? It's not from the text. You will find the idea from the text. You rephrase it, then you provide your own point. However, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now, whereas development means, okay, I don't want you to confuse these two. Development, this is for extended writing. Okay? Extended writing, you basically just support the writer's view. Is it easier to support the writer's view? It is. When you support your writer's view, when you give your own example based on the writer's view, it saves you more time, which is why extended writing is in paper 1. Paper 1, you have so much to do. That's why extended writing is easier. But for paper 2, you cannot just attempt it like how you attempt extended writing, because paper 2, directed writing, you have 1 hour. You have 1 full hour to write your points. Okay, remember 1 hour for directed writing and 1 hour for your composition. Now, this directed writing, right, this 1 hour, you must spend enough time to provide your counter arguments, to provide your different ideas. Now, what are evaluation? So I will share some sentence opener. To those who find that evaluation is hard, is challenging, I will be sharing sentence opener that you can include in any of your directed writing. Okay, so I'm gonna write it here, sentence opener. Number 1. However, I'm not sure this always works, because students, please write this down, okay? It will be helpful for your directed writing in exam. Okay, do write it out. Number 2, that might sound convincing, but in reality, okay, that's right. To the students online, do write it out also, okay, so that you remember. Yes, paper 2, directed writing. Okay, so if you read these 2 sentences, right, it's basically what? It's not you disagreeing. It's not you disagreeing with the text. It's not like when I say, I think that BAC is the best, then you instantly say, no, you don't do that. That's disagreeing. What we're doing is counter-argue. What we're doing is challenging the idea. So for example, however, I'm not sure this always works because blah, blah, blah. For example, I would tell you, I think you only have 1 job and you must spend at least 12 hours to study every day. Then you provide your counter argument. You provide your challenging of my idea. You would say, okay, fine, I understand your point of view. However, I'm not sure this always works because what? Then you provide your point of view. Now, these sentences, right? It helps with your brain, it helps with your mind to automatically go into a counter argument system and a counter argument form for you to provide your points that make sense. Okay, so if you find it harder, if you find it hard in exam to evaluate, to write in directed writing, to basically to challenge, use these sentence openers. It applies for all of your directed writing. Okay, I have two, I will give two more. Okay, let's continue. Number 3. What worries me about this approach is that last one, number 4. Okay, these 4 sentence openers that you can refer. I hope it sounds I hope the sentences read easy. It's quite straightforward, right? Later we're gonna put it in practice. Okay. Now, students, we're gonna start evaluating. Before you evaluate, you need to identify points. You need to identify ideas from the text. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Okay, let's see. Text A. Let us all look at text A, everyone. Remember, what is our task today? Write a letter to your friend offering your advice. Your advice about what? Ambition and? Okay. Yes, your friend has an ambitious plan for their future. Okay. Your friend says, I want to be an astronaut. Okay. I want to be the first person to land on where? The sun. Yeah, so you will laugh, right? But obviously, you're not going to tell your friend, you're dumb. No, you have to respectfully reject and tell your friend, okay, it won't work. How do you do that? Let's look at text A. Remember, we're writing a letter giving advice to our overly ambitious friend. Okay, now let's see text A here. Text A, page 9. I want you students, as you read, right, identify 3 points. Okay, identify 3 points to evaluate later. How many minutes do you think you guys need? Wait, show me your fingers. How many minutes do you guys need? Oh my God, yes, do it. Let's do it. 2 minutes, guys. We're gonna do 2 minutes, not me, it's her. I'm not gonna look at her, but it's her. But no, just kidding. Okay, we try 7 minutes. Okay, we try 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. Read the text, and as you read, right, find any relevant points for writing a letter of advice for your friend. Okay, overly ambitious friend. 7 minutes. You can highlight, you can underline. Okay, as you read, right, as you attempt, if you have any question, just ask. Okay, feel free to ask. Anyone have questions online? Feel free to ask. We are reading text A now and identifying the points to evaluate. Three is enough, okay, students? 3 points, 3 points are enough. Are you done? Can I see you really quickly? Like, what did you highlight or underline? Not to judge, just out of curiosity. Are you guys joining the seminar later? What is the subject? Again, economic. Oh, no one here is taking. You're taking. Are you joining later? One. Who else is joining the seminar in the afternoon? No, you guys don't take economic an exam. No. How is our country's economy gonna survive 10 years later when you guys are like? Okay, I'm gonna start discussing already. Okay, so basically, right, when it comes to text A, when it comes to text B, there are actually a lot of points that you can pick to evaluate. We just need 3, right? The first thing I want you to understand is that in texts like this, don't think it this way. Don't think there's only 3 points. which one is it? Is it this one? Oh no, it might be wrong. No, okay? Be confident. Whichever points that you pick, as long as it's relevant, as long as you evaluate it well enough, it will be acceptable. Okay? So remember, this is an open-ended question. Don't worry. Don't ask yourself, is it correct? Is it wrong? If you are able to explain it correctly, you will be correct. This applies for your writer's effect as well. Okay? Writer's effect, don't think, am I correct? Is this the right answer? There's no right or wrong answers. As long as it makes sense, it will be acceptable. Okay? So confidence is key. Okay, I used to say time management is key. Okay, time management and confidence are both keys in your English writing. Okay? English writing. In your IGCSE English exam. Now, students, to be quick, I want to make three points that I've highlighted, okay? And I want you to highlight as well that I feel that it's the easiest, it's the most straightforward points that we can actually evaluate later. The first one is, you probably do have some dreams and ambitions of your own. Large or small, they are important to you because you are taught that you need them to guide you on your journey to success. Some people think that you need ambition to guide you on your journey to success. This is one point that many people think of, okay? So it's good for us to evaluate this point. You know why? Later, right, if we use the sentence opener that I've shared just now, wait one moment, let me share the sentence opener again. Okay, so I can say something like, you need ambition. Some people argue, most of the people, they think that we need ambition to guide us on our journey to success. Then you continue your sentence with, however, I'm not sure this always works because, then you provide your own point. Okay, so this is one point that I will highlight. What else? Okay, this you can discuss as well. A desire, I'm going to use a blue highlighter. Can you guys see? Okay, yes. A desire for some type of achievement or distinction. Okay, some people see ambition as a desire of some type of achievement. Okay, this is another point that you can also evaluate. What else? By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to highlight 6 points, but that's not the only 6 points, okay? Whatever you feel that is relevant, it will make sense as well. If you want to check it with me, feel free to do so, okay? Now, let's continue. One more point here. Okay. It seems like it is the key of success that everyone implies you should have. What does that mean? It means everyone thinks that you must have key to success. In order for you to success, you must have ambition. Is it true? Not really, right? So it's very open for argument. Now, this is the second point that I want to talk about later. Okay, now number 3, we look up to ambitious people, entrepreneurs, sports stars, and celebrities. Sure, you can look up to the famous people, but do we all come from the same environment? Do we have the same scenario as we grow up? And do we have the same mentor? Are we influenced by the same person? Not so, okay, not so. So this is what you can counter-argue, what you can evaluate, okay? Now, what else? To get better, you absolutely must get bigger. Is it really? No. Again, it's very prone for you to argue, okay? To get better, you might just need to be healthy. You might just need to be happy. You not necessarily need to get bigger. Bigger means more successful at work, more successful when it comes to ambition, okay? Now, let's continue. One more. We can do, if we have Media make us believe. Oh, wait. Media make us believe that we can do everything we put our minds to. Can we? You want to land on the sun? Can you? Can, but may you rest in peace. Am I right? So it's not true that you can always do everything you put your minds to. Okay? If I want to teleport from here to there to the back of the class, can I? Guys, look how back is it? How back it is. Do you think I can teleport there if I put my mind to it? I can. Try me. I'm gonna do it now. No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay. So no, you can't just put your mind to do whatever you want to do. Okay. So there are 6 points here. I have 3 points that I want to evaluate, and I want you students to join evaluate it as well for me. Okay. Now, after we're done with evaluating these points, right? Then we will practice it. We will put it into our letter writing. Okay. Now, today's class, right? This is our part 2 of the class already. This is about evaluation. We will spend slightly longer time on evaluation because I want you students to make sure that you know how to counter argue. But in exam, you don't take 45 minutes just to counter argue. Okay? It will be faster. It will be quicker. Now, students, let's go. You're probably thinking, go where? Page 10. Okay? We're on page 10 now. Okay, so we're gonna look at 15 mark of content marks. Okay, 15 content marks. We're focusing on that now. Now, let's see. Number 1, ambition guides you on your journey to success. Now, this is from line 5. Okay, line 5, they guide you on your journey to success. Now, you don't just rewrite this in your letter. No, what do you need to do first? You have to rephrase it on your own. Okay, what happens, students, listen, what happens if you just copy this from the text into your own writing? What will happen? You will be called names. A copycat. Do you want to be a copycat? No, right? Okay, no. But you cannot lift from the text. This is what examiners call lifting. Okay, lift means you copy directly from the text. Your marks will be affected. You must rephrase. How can you rephrase? Ambition guides you on your journey to success. Guys, you can just rephrase it easily. It doesn't matter. If you look at the text, right, the text is not that hard. Am I right? It's easy to understand because the challenging part is actually on the evaluation section. So ambition guides you on your journey to success. You can just rephrase it in a different manner. Having an ambition give someone direction. Guys, you can choose to write this, you can choose not to write this, it's up to you, okay? Because this is just my statement, your statement might be different, it doesn't matter. Remember, as long as it makes sense, it's fine. Give someone direction and motivates them to work towards their goal. Okay, now, all of you, you will probably think, yes, ambition guides us on our journey to success. That makes sense. However, okay, so let's do a sentence opener. Wait, what is the sentence opener that I wrote just now? So you will start your sentence with, however, I'll pick this, okay? I'll pick this one. However, I'm not sure this always works because, okay, students, try and think, try and produce a point on this here, okay? However, yes, I know ambition guides us on our journey to success. However, this don't always work because what? Okay, try and produce your point. I'll let you have 5 minutes for this. Ambition. What is the meaning of ambition? Ambition is basically what you want to do when you're older, specifically your wish, your goals. For example, I want to be a very successful businessman. Okay, C, or I want to be the first astronaut to land in Mars from Malaysia. That's basically ambition. Let me know if it makes sense. Okay, students, before I forget, one more thing. The key to success, the key for IGCSE is what? What is the key for first language English IGCSE? It's basically your handwriting. Wow, so many keys. So the first one is time management, right? Time management. The second one is, what was it? I can't remember. Oh my God. Time management, you must remember. Number 2, confidence. Yes. I regret repeating that something is key because I just forgot, right? The third one, I guess, okay, the third key to success is your handwriting. Please write properly, okay? Write nicely. You don't have to write it really like pretty museum-like, no, but you must make sure that everyone can read. At least make sure there's space between words. Okay? You know why? You know what happens if your handwriting is ugly? The examiner would look at this, will look at the paper and say, nope, not today, and then shove it to the final piece of paper. So at each examiner, they will mark at least hundreds, if not thousands of papers. Okay? So they're not going to spend extra 5 minutes, they're not going to spend extra 10 minutes to read your writing. Okay? So you really want to make sure that your handwriting is proper, that everyone can understand. Okay? You will fail if your handwriting is ugly. I'm not kidding. Okay? Not a curse, okay? Okay, don't complain. But yes, just write properly, guys. Okay? Students, do try and provide your evaluation, and I'm gonna ask some of you to read it out. To those online, please, you can type it out also, okay? Please type the sentence out. I'm gonna look at it and I'll mark it really quickly. Again, I just cannot stop talking, right? Okay, fine. Wait, 1 more minute and then I'll start talking. Okay, let's see. Let me hear some example from you guys, okay, of evaluation. Is that okay? Do I have a permission to have you guys to read your evaluation out? Yes, no? I mean, be genuine. If you think that I don't have permission, just shake your head. If you think I have, yes. Okay, let me ask my question again. Everyone listen. Do I have your permission to ask you to read your questions out? Okay, some yes, some no. But the other question is, do I need your permission though? Okay, now guys, let's see. Okay, so we have first evaluation. Anyone would like to volunteer? Anyone would like to share your evaluation? Yes, can you read it loud so that we can all hear? Okay.
However, I'm not sure this always works because it is not the only guide. You still need to put in the effort and set realistic goals.
Slay. That's an example of evaluation already. So can you repeat it again, this time slower?
It is not the only guide.
Yes.
You still need to put in the effort and set realistic goals.
Yes, it's not the only guide. You still need to put in effort to what?
And set realistic goals.
Set realistic goals. Okay, something along the line. That's simple, that's straightforward, but it is evaluation already. Okay, can we have one more example? Would you like to share? Please try, please try.
However, I'm not sure it always works because ambition is only a concept, then we guide it to one action.
Yes, that's also an example of evaluation. Do you guys hear? Great. Do I need to repeat? Okay, let's continue. I'll share mine now, okay? Now, these are all evaluation. In exam, how many evaluations do you need? 46? Say what? Oh yeah, 4 to 6. Yes, yes, yes. I said that, right? Yes, 4 to 6 evaluations. Okay, guys and girls, 4 to 6 evaluations. 1 evaluation, not enough. 2 evaluations, not enough. 4 to 6 evaluations. Now this is 1. Okay, so I'll share mine. However, I'm not sure this always works because what? Because ambition alone. Because ambition alone, can you guys see? Yes. Ambition alone does not guarantee success. Okay? Without the necessary ability or skills, even highly determined may struggle to achieve their goal. I'm sorry that the handwriting is a bit, that's okay. Okay, so this is one example of my evaluation. We have 2 friends here that have shared their example of evaluation as well. Okay. Yeah, C, that works. Full stop, make it proper, complete sentence, C. See if yours is similar to mine, but you want to elaborate more, okay, with the second sentence. Okay, now, students, so basically, right, when you evaluate, so the first evaluation is always the easiest because everything is new. But you want to remember when you evaluate, right, your second point, your third point, your fourth point, you don't repeat the same idea. Okay, you want to have something foreign, something different as different. Now let's see number 2. Everyone believes ambition is the key to success. Is it really? What else is? Okay, so you can use your different sentence opener. Okay, let me pick one. Okay, so we're done with this, right? So we have 3 more. I'm gonna ask you guys to pick it for me. We have, yeah, the guy with the glasses there. Hi. So which one do you pick? Do you prefer 2, 3, or 4? For number 2, everyone believes ambition is the key to success. Number 4, the problem with this idea is that, okay, so I will use number 2. That might sound convincing, Okay, no, you can use number 4, you can use number 2, up to you, okay? But yes, I'm just teasing, but yes, let's use fine, I'll do number 4, okay? The problem with this idea is that oh wait, you need to reword, so I'm gonna write it here. The problem okay. Students, now I want your evaluation. I also want you to reword it. Okay, but the rewording, don't spend 5 minutes in rewording. Okay, just switch the word, change it to a synonym perhaps. That'll be fine. I will also share mine. Necessary. How hard do you think this is? From one to 5. When are you sitting for exam? May, June, October, November. All subjects or just language? Students, how's it going? Okay? Okay? Okay. Chẳng okay? No, need help. Okay. Now let's see. So this is how I rephrase it. Obviously, you don't have to follow my rephrasing. You can rephrase it on your own as long as you don't just die copy this phrase. Okay? Now, the problem with this idea is that what is the idea? Everyone believes ambition is the key to success. Okay, but is it really? Not really. Maybe some of them think so, but the problem with this idea is that anyone would like to share? Would you like to share? Share lah. Would you like to pick someone to share? Besides me? Wow, I didn't think of that. Yeah. besides me? Okay, fine. I will share later. I'm not going to share now. I'm going to share shortly. Would you like to share? Okay, come share. Let's do it. Like what? Hard work. Yes, guys, basically you are saying that the problem with this idea, friend, you don't have to repeat the beginning part of this. You repeated already. Okay, you just start with the problem with this idea is that hard work must be taken into consideration. For example, you focus on the hard work part. Okay, yes, you need hard work. What else do you need? Would you like to share? Yes. Share. No? Okay, come, let me help. Let me share. Okay, so students, so yes, society often encourages people to believe that being ambitious is necessary to succeed. Okay, no. More importantly, you need hard work, like the guy mentioned, right? You need hard work. What else? The problem with this idea is that this okay, such idea. Let me change it to such idea. Such idea of success may not reflect what someone okay, I'm gonna use we. I'm sorry guys, let me change it. What we genuinely wants. Okay guys, quick quiz. Wants, rather than using wants, what else can we use? Yes, basically genuinely desires. Okay, so I'm gonna change it to a better word, desires. Following an ambition. Following simply because others admire it may eventually lead to okay, what can I write here? No, not that intense. What can I write here? Anyone has any idea?
Unhappiness and dissatisfaction.
Admire it. Others admire it may eventually lead to unhappiness and dissatisfaction. Okay. What else? Emotional draw. Emotional drought. Yes, that works. Okay. What else? Anyone has any idea? Emotional drought, dissatisfaction, unhappiness. I'm just gonna write regret. Okay. Guys, do y'all know what you want to be when you are my age? How old am I? How old do I look? How old do I look? It's fine. It doesn't matter. My feelings won't be hurt if it's wrong. 23? Yeah, I'm around there. Yeah. So what do you guys want to be when you're around my age, which is 23? What, very funny, man? Do I not look like I'm 23? Well, how old do I look like then? 45? Girl, go home. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, what do you guys want to be? Ambitious? What's your ambitious? What's your ambition? I'm so disturbed by the age. It doesn't matter. I'm not your parents, right? It's not like you tell me you want to be a YouTuber and then what I will say, yeah, for sure, go, right? So don't worry. I don't judge. dermatologist. What about you? Yes, you. What do you want? What is your ambition? Do you have an ambition for now? A vet. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I have 2 dogs, by the way. So let me have a context on next time I can go for free. You know why? Because vets expensive. Okay, let's continue now. So we have 2 points here. Do you guys need a quick break for you to just walk or no? Okay, I'll let you have like a 3-minute break. Okay, I can't give more. Okay, 3-minute break. Walk, flex, what? Stretch. Okay, let your brain move a bit. Okay, then we'll continue with our evaluation and second bullet.
You wanna go for a toilet break?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Then kita tanggalkan all the.
Students online, take a 3-minute break, wash your hair, wash your eye.
The world is changing, and the future doesn't wait. At Unimi, we don't just imagine tomorrow, we build it. From defending digital borders, to teaching machines how to think, and launching startups that change lives. We are Unimi, Malaysia's digital university, now leading the region. Build the future with us. Apply now at unimi.com.
We have one more. Then we'll quickly do text B. Then we'll do bullet 2. Okay, we only have how many minutes more? What? 20 minutes? Cannot wait, huh? Cannot wait to end, right? Just kidding. Okay, now, students, we have. Okay, wait. I'll let you pick. You want to do one more text A, or do you want to start with text B already? Okay, fine, I'll decide. We'll do text A, okay? We'll continue with one more text A, okay? The third point, because we're already looking at text A anyway. So, people look up to entrepreneurs, sports stars, and celebrities. Let's reword it. You reword it your own, okay? How can we reword entrepreneurs, sports stars, celebrities? How can we reword it? Okay, try and think. 1 minute for you to think. Then, evaluation. Now, okay, sorry guys. Listen. So for this evaluation, right, you can pick the sentence openers. Okay, you can pick the sentence openers, or you can just evaluate on your own. If you feel that you're confident enough to evaluate even without the help of these sentence openers, feel free to do so. You can also think of it here, okay? Think of the question here. Is it always true? Okay, students, you want to make sure your brain works. You want to make sure your brain flows, because in exam, we have to continue evaluating, okay, during that 1 hour. Unhealthy obsession. Mentally. Okay. Is it Tara? Tara, unhealthy obsession that works if you use the word mentally. Okay, because if you just say unhealthy obsession, we don't know if do you mean physically or do you mean mentally. Okay, students, I will share my evaluation now. Okay, I'll share my evaluation now. Let's see. Many people, successful and famous people, are often admired and treated as threshold for others to follow. Do you agree? Yes, okay, we agree. However, are there any loopholes? Are there any blind spots that we have to pay attention to as well? Yes. What is it? Now, I mentioned just now, for example, okay, who are the famous people that you guys can think about now? Anyone is fine. You? Yes, you. You are the, yes, you are the successful person. You're trying to say. Who? You don't know. Okay, who else? Who else would like to share? Anyone? Successful person. Okay, well, if you guys don't have anyone, I have no choice but to say myself. Okay, so no, I'm not. Of course not. Okay, so basically, those people you would say, you see, you want to be like him, you want to be like her. Now, what's the problem with that? With that mentality? So basically, right, when you say that you want to be like famous people, but they create expectation. What expectations do they create? Yes, they create unrealistic expectations. So I'm going to write these successful people create unrealistic expectations. Okay? Now, why? Because the way they are brought up, the way their education works, it might be different. So I can just say their abilities and opportunities may be completely different from ours. Okay, so this is another example of my evaluation. Oh, yes. Yeah.
So we can say that be cautious in comparing yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, be cautious with comparing yourself with as you do your evaluation. Now, guys, remember, just now we mentioned about arrive forwards, right? So later when we do into a letter, okay, later we're not going to do that. I'll show you an example of a letter. You want to include your arrive forwards techniques in as well, okay? 3 to 4 is enough, okay? Actually, you should, okay? You should include the techniques in. Sometimes it can be through directly into your evaluation, or later on when you produce your letter, then you can use that. Now, students, does anyone has any question for me? Let me know. If not, I want to move on already. I'm not going to talk about text B. We don't have enough time to talk about text B, but remember in exam, the evaluation exercise is the same. Okay? Remember, for directed writing, how many bullets are there? Let me rephrase. Okay, when it comes to directed writing, right, you will be given a few bullets to address. How many bullets are you given to address? Yes, would you like to answer? 2. Okay. Now it's 2 bullets. Okay, students, you will be given 2 bullets to address. Now, these 2 bullets, the first one is evaluating. We have done 3 of the evaluation. Now we'll look at the second bullet. Okay, what is the second bullet? Based on what you have read, discuss the factors your friend needs to consider to decide if they should follow their ambition. Okay, so students, we'll look at our second bullet now. I'm gonna skip this part. Let's look at page 15. Okay, page 15, second bullet, guys. I know evaluation is the most important part for directed writing, but don't you dare forget about the second bullet. Second bullet, you just need 2 points. Okay, 2 points, so it's around 3 sentences to 4 sentences. That will be enough. Now, how do you produce this second bullet, right? Based on what you have read, discuss the factors your friend needs to consider to decide if they should follow their ambition. Now, you can head it on its own as its own paragraph, or you can combine it into your contents of the letter. Up to you, as long as you address both of the bullets. Okay? Now, let's start with the first point. I've given a point here. Consider whether you're genuinely passionate about it. Now, this is my answer. But for you, what other suggestions do you have? Okay, I'm gonna reshare the point again. So after you're done reading text A, right? You're done reading text A. So your friend mentioned, I have an ambitious plan for my future, and I ask for your view. What suggestion, based on what you have read, what factors your friends needs to consider to decide if they want to follow their ambition? Can we think of any? Okay, now, without looking at the text, right? Everyone look at me. So your friend says, I want to be the richest person ever in where? Malaysia, I guess, okay? Or something like that. So what factors would you suggest your friend do to think about or to consider? Say again. Okay. Financial status, their age, their capabilities. This is one suggestion already. What else? Guys, you see the suggestion part is not that hard, okay? But you just need to think. What else? What else do we have? Generate more for me. Actually, yes, please try. So what factors would you advise your friend about ambition? Because, can we elaborate? Yes, okay, guys, this is another point already, okay? Do not get your hopes too high, probably, okay? So that you don't, affect your emotion probably if something ever goes south, okay? This is another factor. Now, my factor is this. Consider whether you are genuinely passionate about it. Now, students, the other point that I've also shared is consider the sacrifices you needed to achieve your ambition. What I want you guys to do now is relook at this. Okay, you will have around 5 minutes to produce one proper sentence of a factor. You can use mine, but mine is on point form. Okay, I want you to produce a sentence. Try and think, what sentence can you write to your friend about this? Let's try. You can refer to mine, but if you refer to mine, you want to elaborate and make it into a complete sentence. Okay, please try, everyone. You can look at the text, but you don't really need to look at the text because it should not be that hard. Okay, it should be straightforward, but if you want, you can look at the text. Yes, for sure. Yes. Students, I'm also sharing my example. But the ambition. Okay, students, I've shared one example here, and I would like to hear from you guys as well. Okay, so when it comes to your sacrifices, consider the sacrifices, or based on what you have read, discuss the factors your friends need to consider to decide if they should follow their ambition. Anyone here would like to share? If you would not like to share, nod your head. If you would like to share, shake your head. You want to share? How are your friends? Would you like to share? Guys and girls, if you would like to share a point of view, if you want to share your point with me, shake your head. If you don't want to share with me, nod your head. Okay? So do you want to share with me? Share your points with me? Okay, you will. Would you like to share your point? Yeah, anything is fine. Just make sure that it's loud. Let's see. Let's hear it out.
If you would like to fulfill your ambitions, you must sacrifice some of your time from unnecessary distractions so you can dedicate those precious hours on something that is meaningful to your future.
Okay, something that is meaningful to your future, because we're talking about ambition, right? So I will correct it to something that will contribute to your ambition rather than just future in general. Future, it might be a relationship, it might be family. Can you read it again for everyone to listen, for everyone to hear it again? Thank you very much.
With the corrected version.
Yes.
If you would like to fulfill your ambitions, you must sacrifice some of your time from unnecessary distractions, so you can dedicate those precious hours on something that would
Contribute to
your
your ambition. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna give you something. So I have to do this. So you have to do it as well too. So please come for the bosses to see. It's an umbrella. You know, it's so rainy recently. I mean, can you use an umbrella?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna have one more. We need one more. Please, let's get it done. Who else would like to get? Okay. Who would like to share here? Would you like to share your? We have 10 minutes left. Let's just get it over. Anyone, it's fine. The second, as long as it's the second bullet. Sorry, I missed it. Say again, slower this time. Yeah, well done. Can you read it again? Slower for them. I mean, I've gotten it already for sure, but it's. Okay, who would like to fight her about a point? No, that works. Okay. Good. That's basically a bullet as well, okay? Consider about your passion rather than just a one-time thing rather than a whim. Did you use the word whim? Yes. Okay. So guys, thank you. Yeah, we need to umbrella, very important. Oh, it's buttoned.
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, students, thank you for sharing. This is basically the suggestions part. Now, I have 10 minutes more. I'm gonna quickly wrap up and we're gonna have a Q&A session. These points, right? These bullets and this, where is it? This, all of the counter arguments, evaluation, you then produce it into a letter. Okay, for today's class, for today's topic, it's letter. Now, if you don't know how to write a letter, I've provided marking scheme here. Okay, marking scheme at page 18 and page 19 for the possible evaluation. Guys and girls, you would do past papers, right? You would refer to marking scheme, but marking scheme itself is not enough. Okay, marking scheme only says possible evaluations. Possible, if you have your own, it's fine, as long as it makes sense. If you have your school teachers that is willing to mark your essays, do let them mark also, because marking scheme only show you how to write for content. Marking schemes do not tell you how to gain marks for writing. Okay, writing, you must include your persuasive techniques. Okay, yeah, you have a question, you raise your hand. You raise both hands. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so basically, remember, now, in order to write it into a letter, I have also provided an example of a letter at page 16 and 17. When you look at it, you might think, teacher, it's so long. Yes, it's 1 hour. Remember, your exam is 1 hour. Your exam is 2 hours. 1 hour for directed writing. You will be able to provide enough content and points for your letter. Okay? Students, I'm going to stop here for directed writing. I'm going to move on to the Q&A session part. So these are all, this applies for those who are sitting for exam this year. Next year, you know, the syllabus is slightly different. for this year, it's like this. But to those who sit for exam next year, right, you will still have to cover all of this. It's just that you have to cover more different topics that I'll cover next year. Now, anyone has any question for me with regards to any of the questions here, any of the topics here, please ask now. Guys, ask me now rather than asking God in exam. I will answer right away. God might delay. Which one? 2 hours. Paper 1, 2 hours. Paper 2, 2 hours. Normally, it's different days. Cannot be. You guys don't have questions, right? You have questions? Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one by one. Yes.
My school told me not to like write on the paper or like annotate or anything to test it. But my teacher told me to annotate and then show my draft for my essay and stuff.
I can't use the word FIGHT here because it's live, but annotate. But you don't write a lot of draft, right?
Like write my whole essay draft for my paper or use it.
No, you don't have to write a whole draft, but annotate for sure, like how I did mine. Befriend with your text, with your paper, so that you guys have better memory. Do annotate, yes. But draft writing, maybe your tuition teacher mean writing some sentences, but instead of the entire one, because you don't want to spend time on the draft, right? You want to spend time on the proper writing. Does it make sense? Yes. Annotate, yes, please do. Paper 1 and paper 2.
Yeah, do you have like any tips for the daily questions? Because sometimes like, I understand like the vocabulary part of the question, and then I struggle to find like the synonym, and also for the summary, like how do you spot points and make the most out of like the points.
Okay, so for the baby questions, right, this is the most struggling part for most of you, where you are supposed to find synonyms. Remember, synonyms or similar meanings. I'm sorry to say there's no shortcut, there's no short way. So it's the hardest way, okay? So basically you have to guess along the line. I'm so sorry to say that. Please attempt more past papers and get used to the words, the meanings, and try, okay? And for the summary, right, guys and girls, summary, aim for how many correct points? Wait, I heard some. 10 plus. Sorry, say again.
I would say 10, but 4 is better so that you have some points.
Okay, 12 points, 10 to 12 points, but you need at least 10 correct points, okay? So guys, how do you make sure that you get the correct points? Remember this, what I do is remember the summary question. For example, what causes penguin to migrate, for example. So you write it down in your insert, in the text, right? In the long text, what causes penguin to migrate? Then you ask yourself every time you identify the point, does it answer the question? Okay, I think that this is 1 point. Let's see. For example, let's say that this is a text, right? So you identify this point, you ask yourself again, is it relevant? Then continue it. Ask yourself again, is it relevant? Do it 10 times or 12 times. Now, summary, right? The text, sometimes it might be tricky because the points will not just present it on its own, okay? Because it's first language after all. So you have to actively ask yourself, can I change the negative point into a positive point? Okay, so yeah, that's basically, you die, correct, right or wrong, you must include at least 10 to 12 points, okay? Are you sitting for exam next year? This year. Okay. So summary, right? It works like this. reading 10 marks. Okay, reading 10 marks. And your writing 5 marks. Okay, so in order to get these 10 correct marks, right, it's more on the explicit part. Meaning you have to get the answers, you have to get the points from the text. As long as you get 10 correct points, you will get 10 marks. Okay? Now, of course, you must rephrase. You cannot reword. You must rephrase, you cannot just copy it out. If you just copy it out, this might be 0 or it might be 1. Okay? So reading 10 marks, I hope you understand your teacher correctly. But what I know is reading 10 marks, 10 correct points. You must have 10 correct points. Okay, then you have the 10 marks. Summary, you don't spend time on identifying the implicit meaning. Yeah, that's for writer's effect. That's for extended writing. Don't spend time. Summary, it should be quick. It should be 10 correct points with a proper complex sentence structure within 120 words. Who else has question for me? Yes.
Okay, I have two.
Mm.
You have one is you need to count your words after each essay.
No. Thank God for asking. Okay, one more question.
Which one is better to master, like narrative writing
Oh,
or
okay.
descriptive?
Okay, students, 2 questions here. Do you need to include your word count for all of your writing? No, except for summary. Summary, you must. Okay, summary, you must. It should be 120 words and no more than that. Now, of course, if it's 125, if it's 130, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, but it's 140, bye-bye. Okay, so, but make sure that it's around 115 words to 125 words, I would say. You will not be deducted of marks if you exceed 120. Okay, but do not go more than that. 125, 130. Narrative writing or descriptive writing? Okay, the no-brainer answer is, for me, I would say narrative writing is straightforward, it's easier. Descriptive writing, it requires a lot of complex vocabulary. If you yourself, you're best, you think you do well in descriptive writing, go for it. Narrative writing, it's simpler, but most of your friends will opt for narrative writing as well. So you need to make sure that your narrative writing is next level. Okay, but if you are not confident in your descriptive writing, please don't opt for descriptive writing. Now, in exam, one last thing, yeah, narrative or descriptive, before your exam, identify already, are you a narrative or descriptive person? Please don't go into the exam hall and start shopping for topic. Should I pick narrative or should I pick descriptive? 5 minutes is gone. Then you're like, okay, I'll pick narrative. There are 2 more questions in narrative. Then you're like, should I pick question 3 or should I pick question 4? 5 minutes is gone again. Okay, so I want you to be prepared before sitting for the exam, IGCSE exam, okay? To those who are sitting for exam this year, make your mind up before the exam. To those who are sitting for exam next year, you still have time to decide. Okay? Guys, I will end the session now. Thank you for joining the class. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys learn from it. Okay, remember the keys for IGCSE. And now we are going to feedback. There's a feedback form. My page, the final page, okay? Please fill it in and tear it out. And pass it to Miss Leah here. And we're gonna probably take a group photo just to remember your faces. Sorry. Oh, thank you for joining the session. Thank you so much for the 3-hour session, guys. You may rest well. Bye bye. Wait, which one? This one? Oh, okay. Hello. Can you take a photo of the phone there? Is it still live? Is it still going on? Oh, okay, great. students, I mean guys and girls, be thank you. Be truthful, okay, but not too. Okay, it's okay. And we're gonna quickly take a photo now, okay, before we end the class. Are you guys sitting for exam this year? Is it this year? You also?